Welcome to Season 8, Episode 11. 11 on 7-Eleven. There you go.
Ooh.
Hi,
Did
everyone.
you guys get your free Slurpees?
I did not.
didn't.
Is it too late? We might go after
No,
this.
you had till midnight.
Yeah, the midnight.
I totally forgot.
7-Eleven, get your free Slurpee day. If you guys haven't, I understand if you want to leave the stream right now and run to your nearest 7-Eleven if it's available anywhere close to you.
I would forgive you.
Free Slurpees. I'll forgive you guys.
Or tune in on your phone and just, keep your eyes on the road, but
Exactly.
keep listening.
Yeah. Or if you listen to the podcast and you're not listening to us live, then sorry, it's not 7-Eleven
Next year.
anymore. Next year. Save
Mark
the
your
date.
calendar.
Exactly. Yeah, so fun times. So I got a bunch of announcements. So we'll go ahead and jump right into all of those first, so we can get into the episode and then personal life then episode. So announcements: Wad of Fortune playoff round number 2 is coming on July 24th. I know it's a Monday, but Jake and I are really busy on the weekends because it's July and we're vacationing and like traveling on the weekends, and it's like we're like Monday's the only day it worked. So it is what it is. It's gonna be on Monday.
But if you're good enough to be there, then you should be there.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be doing Wad of Fortune on July 24th, 9 p.m. Stay tuned for links and stuff to be shared on Discord and social media and everything soon. So yeah, we'll do that at some point whenever I create the stream for it. But that's July 24th. The date is set. Also, I think I said on the Cosmere reads, if you guys watch that on Sunday, that I wouldn't be here next week because I'm on vacation. But I think I found a setup that I might actually still be able to host. So might have guest host, might be me. I don't know, but stay tuned. Cosmere reads is still going to be on Sunday night, and then we're going to be on a different night next week. I'm not sure which night that will be yet. Maybe Wednesday.
That's my fault.
Wednesday
sounds good to me.
Maybe Wednesday.
Be on Wednesday next week.
Yeah. All of my kids' summer swim meets have been Wednesdays, except this next one. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that.
We can do Monday or Wednesday.
And I'm doing strokes and turns, so I have to be there or else they cancel the meet.
And then tomorrow night at 9.
Strokes.com.
Yeah, it's OnlyFans. You got to get the
turns.
special for that.
You got to spin them quick.
Yeah, tomorrow night we are doing a live reading for chapter 24, live reaction for our patrons if you're at a certain tier and higher. So go check out our Patreon page if you don't know what tier it is and you're like, I don't know if I qualify for that. You would have got a message from me this week if you do. If you didn't get that and you're a patron, you can always up it and still get access. And that will be available forever for if you ever do want to.
Forever.
Yeah. So like even if you want to watch it after the fact, it's still up there through the Patreon. So we are live reacting to that tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Better be a good chapter.
Yeah. Also, new social media. I know it took the world by storm. The Will Reads is on Threads. So yeah, we are.
Never even heard of Threads.
You did.
Can you
Yeah.
tell me what
old? Bro, are we
Threads
getting
are? Yeah,
old?
I haven't even heard of it.
No.
Wait, is this Facebook's competition with Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, I did hear a younger person talking about this, but he used all these other words that I don't know what they mean. This is lingo.
We had to play Instagram. Yeah. So no, we the second day it was launched. We made a page or made a profile. So yeah, we're on there. If you happen to jump over to Threads, follow us there as well because I do post
I gotta
there.
send a message to my other friend group and say, please tell me at least one of y'all has heard of Threads.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Yeah, like your clothes. I got Threads. My closet's full of them.
Oh no.
And we do have a guest tonight. So we have Nakomi coming back again. Call me Nakomi. Coming back again.
Hey guys, how you doing?
On with us many moons ago. But we talked a little.
Turnings.
Yeah, many turnings. Yeah, it's been a while. But at JordanCon, we talked a little bit about you coming back on, and I was just trying to work the schedule. And this is the night that it worked out. And it's a pretty cool episode because we have some pretty cool chapters to cover tonight. So excited to have you here. Welcome.
I'm excited to be back. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Appreciated being back. Met you guys at JordanCon, except for Ian, and I told him already basically that I wish I would have got a chance, but I understand. Life be lifing. And I met you. I met Alan and God, My brain is blinking.
Chris,
Chanel.
Chanel.
Chris, you say I was about to say Kuma, and I was just like, so I was like, I don't know. Does he want me to call him Kuma?
Yeah.
So, but Chris and Alan, I met you guys, and you guys are great, basically. So I really wanted to get a chance to come back on again. We had bad connections and everything like that, so it was. I was just like, I want to be able to do it right this time. So thanks for having me back.
Bad connections, bad production. That's kind of our shtick. So we'll do better today, but
We'll see.
if it goes bad, we'll pretend it's on purpose.
Paper clips and duct tape. That's what I live by. I forgot for this shit every single day.
Yeah. There you go. You're in the right place.
And then 2 monetization announcements. One, we did get accepted to the YouTube partnership program. So super chats are available. Not saying you have to hit them, but I just wanted to let everybody know that they can if they want. If they feel so inclined to do a super chat, as long as it's not like something that will get us like kicked off the air, or something like that, then we'll share them on the screen and talk to them. But yeah, it's a button there. If you look at your live chat, there's like a little $sign. You can click on that. And
Wait, hold on. How? Don't play
like
me like
buttons.
that. I'm sorry. Am I getting old? I'm 35. I'm the youngest one on this whole. Well, I don't know.
35 is so young.
And I would never asked.
So
But I'm
young.
the youngest one in our group of 3.
Yeah.
And the fact that Alan knows what Threads is and I don't. Oh.
Look, I know what
cool
YouTube
kids, right?
is. So
I keep with the cool kids. So
Funny
in
enough,
addition,
the cool kids aren't even going on Threads. But I mean, hey,
That's
whatever.
That's all I need to know.
yeah. And then in addition also to being the YouTube partnership program, we also got our first sponsor ever. So yeah, this episode is brought to you by NordVPN. So the good people at NordVPN did reach out to me and allowed us to be a sponsor, or said they will sponsor us. So if you guys don't know what a VPN is, virtual private network, it's basically a way to protection yourself on the internet. I use NordVPN. I'm not just saying that because they're sponsor. I actually do use it for several reasons. I mean, it shields your IP address, so it's harder for like people to hijack your data and things like that. Plus, I use it for my kids a lot because it allows you to stream content from any country, in the world. So it's for example, Netflix sometimes blocks things on United States Netflix, but it's available on Great Britain's Netflix. Well, you can go click and register your IP address through NordVPN.
Blocks things on United States.
You can register like you're in England, and then you'll get access to that content that's only available in England. So, for example, my kid wants to watch a movie. I'll go online, do Google search. Where is it streaming? Who's got it? What country has it? And I can just use my VPN. It's great. And I use NordVPN for it because it is the fastest one out there. They have over 5,700 servers, 60 different countries you can choose from to get into. So the link is in the description. And for anyone that clicks on the link, it's 65% off to sign up. So rather than like
$349 rather than $829.
Rather than $829 a month, it's $349 a month if you use our link. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, good stuff. I recommend it.
They like us that much. They're offering a discount like that. That's a lot off.
Not only that, the funds that we get, we can turn around and spend back on you guys. So
yeah. Everything Alan said, VPNing is a good idea. If you're not already doing it, you should.
Yeah. And even our live chat's telling us, definitely invest in a VPN. Yeah, and it's and $349 a month. A really good deal to get like all that stuff. Like it's
that's a cheeseburger. That's less than a cheeseburger.
Less than a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's a half a cheeseburger.
Bro, when I go to Chick-fil-A by myself, I spend $20. So
it happens fast.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
And welcome. We do have the Tweeter Chaos in chat as well. So thank you, Amazon Prime, for showing up to let's watch us live.
For real, that's phenomenal. Thanks, guys. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah, we like you.
That's awesome.
Tweeter Chaos, whoever you are. Ian, are you in a hotel? Looks like there's a fire evacuation map in the back.
Yeah, in case of emergency, guys. Your exits are here. We are rocking the Embassy Suites for the next 2 nights.
Nice.
We're mostly here for the breakfast, and we got swim meets coming up and early practice tomorrow. And
Okay.
yeah, I just didn't feel like driving back and forth from King and Queen to Richmond, so we're just staying out here.
Perfect.
Amazon's here. The bosses. I'm out. There you go.
What?
I mean, you work for them. Anyways, personal life. What's going on? We had 4th of July. That was when we were off last week. So we did our Independence Day here in America. So it was a lot of fun, at least for me with the kiddos, and we went and watched fireworks, and we ate hot dogs and burgers, and did a little parade in our neighborhood. So yeah, that's all my personal life that's happened. Getting ready for the beach next week. So
Nice.
there's
That's
really
quick.
nothing else besides just
Party
getting
Party
ready for the
hard.
beach.
Yeah. Well, since I've last seen all of you guys, it's been nothing but vacation. I did like a couple days of telework, but then I plugged in my days off with the holidays and then like the half days they were giving us around it, where I haven't done diddly in like a week and a half. 4th of July weekend, we were out at the river. Everybody came out there. It was fantastic. Great fireworks show at the campground. And then the neighborhood folks are all chipping in and doing their own fireworks show to compete against the campground. So now instead of being on our pier, we'll take the boat out and just anchor off across the way. So we could see the fireworks show like competing against each other from a better angle. And it's fantastic. Let's see. Actually went down to Newport News, saw Alan briefly because I was in his neighborhood.
yeah,
I was going to my,
I was decorating.
I was going to my other brother's
bikes.
house. Yeah, for the 4th of July parade. And I was like, I'm literally driving past his house. I have to come say hi.
Yeah.
So did that. Oh, and then some of y'all saw some pictures, did Cape Lookout National, I always say park, but I think it's seashore or sea something, whatever. If y'all enjoy camping on the beach, or you think that's something you would want to do, there are cabins out there that you can rent. There's no electricity, but it's got running water. If you bring a generator, they have a place where you can plug it in, and it's set up with outlet.
Is that the beach where it's on the Eastern Shore?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
South of Portsmouth Island.
What's the national park, or not the national? It's not national, but state park or whatever, that has the sunken boats that makes a natural reef in the bay. On the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that's what you're talking
Shoot.
about. Doesn't matter.
No, different place.
Different place.
So I know you're talking about. That's also cool. But this was phenomenal. And with on the East Coast where we're at, the weather has to be just right to get that clear water on the shore, or that emerald green.
Sure.
And we had it the whole time we were out there.
That's
so
awesome.
luckily we brought the goggles. I'm like swimming with the fishes and everything. And you get that a lot in Florida, but in the Atlantic, the weather's got to be just right for you to get that. So we lucked out. Perfect weather, fantastic company, friends and family that were down there with us. Just had a blast.
Cool.
And one last thing, hopefully I don't jinx it saying it a little early, but I put a contract on a condo here in Richmond and scheduled the closing for not next Friday, but the Friday after that. No, next Friday, the 21st. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So closing
Yeah.
pretty soon. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
You've bought 2 houses since you started this podcast.
Yeah.
Real.
Well, the first one I got to live in for 2 weeks?
2 weeks before you got deployed. Yeah.
Look, River and I were talking about this. I've bought 4 houses in my life. The first one lived in for a year and then moved out because of a job that I took in Northern Virginia. Second one was the longest, was there for 3 years. And then that was the divorce and everybody came back to Virginia. That was the Alabama house. The one in Tuano, 2 weeks. And then as I'm going to the bathroom, that was fantastic. They were like, congratulations, you're getting deployed. I'm like, what's your rank? He was like, specialist. I was like, go fuck yourself. I was like, make sure I can curse you out. He starts crying. He's like, I'm just doing my job, Sergeant.
Fuck your job.
Yeah, fuck your job. Pretty much.
We were monetized.
Past tense. Did we just lose our U.S. Army sponsorship? No. Oh no.
YouTube actually has like a provision there. You're not allowed to drop F-bombs within the first 7 minutes. We're 19 minutes in. That's why we did
So
that.
sorry.
Good.
Okay, awesome. I'm about to say, oh God, I'm like,
This
oh my
is why,
goodness, did I
this is
just
why he
mess it
put
up?
the 5-minute timer out there first.
Yeah.
On the weakest link.
Exactly.
On the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're good.
Guys.
We're good.
All
We're
right,
good.
cool.
So if I close on this and a couple weeks later I get a phone call saying congratulations, y'all know I'm never buying anything ever again.
No, at this point,
I'm gonna just rent for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
A lot going on in Ian's
Yeah.
world.
So life is 90% fantastic.
All right.
Phenomenal. I'm excited for that.
10% we're gonna.
Not talking
It's
about
in
it.
God's
It's
hands.
gonna get there. It's gonna get there. We're gonna
It's
leave
in
it there.
God's hands.
That's
All
where
right.
it should be.
Absolutely.
Should have been there the whole time.
It should have been. And you know what? We figure that out when we come back to it. And I say it that way because there are always the ebbs and flows, and there are the moments in life where we are all about who we should be about, and who, you know, and no matter who you worship or what your beliefs are, there is a God or gods that you should have your faith in. And when you let that slip, that's when you start to realize that, you know, there's really nothing out there for you because faith is necessary. And I'm gonna start with that and then move on to my weekend, which was full of my nephews. Like I had my nephews the whole last week, and y'all know how crazy I am about those boys. And
You met Iron Man?
oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking. So if you guys go on the Discord, I dropped like 10 pictures so you can kind of get an idea of it's Patreon
In Patreon
only. I'll move it eventually, but it is in the Patreon chat. I just dropped some pictures of what we did. So like literally we have the Discovery Zone here in Charlotte, and they have the Marvel exhibit. So it like takes you through the history of the Marvel comics from like the creation of the first comics.
That's awesome.
And then like the witch trials, essentially, where they burned all the comics because you know they were saying comics were not good for people. It's the same thing they did to Harry Potter and everybody
Comics
else.
of the devil.
Like, yeah, comics for the devil. Then
Mom said foosball's the devil.
Like Captain America was not something we should have. Like it's this reaoccurring.
Black
like,
Widow showed me her
cycle.
boobies, and I
like
them
it
too.
But that was part of it though, for real. So like it walks you through the history of comics, and then it ends with you getting to see all the modern day stuff and props from the movies, and so that was pretty dope. Then my nephews went out to Carowinds with a friend of mine here while Chanel had a little minor surgery, so I was there for her. They got to go do that, and you know they got to explore more of Charlotte. We did fireworks on the 4th of July. I was the grill king, like literally grilled like 50 hamburgers and 100 hot dogs. Like I was out there sweating my ass off, for lack of better words, but the food was phenomenal.
It has been hot.
It has been
hot the last couple weeks.
And I've also been like, again, trying to learn how to golf. So I've went from putting to chipping. And so I'm working on my chipping game now. And then what's the next, like working backwards in the progression, the one in between driving and chipping. There's another one. I can't
think your short game, your short
game,
irons,
layups.
Yeah.
You're 150 in or 100 in if you're just starting, but 150.
Yeah, that'll be where I'm at next. So
okay.
Yep.
Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. Cool. And I know, Nakami, you share with us that you're kind of getting rid of snakes. So
yeah, today it's basically it's okay. So basically I've been having a lot of trouble with some lawn guys coming by. They basically say they're going to come by. They just decide not to come by and don't give a call to say why they're not coming by. So me and my dad basically cut it the last time. And then just recently we had a guy coming today actually and cut the lawn. He said he saw 4 snakes out in and around my lawn. I live right next to a retention pond, just so you guys know. Yeah. So it's and they haven't cut it in so long.
Bite you.
I need to figure out what the hell's going on with my HOA. So basically, I was spreading snake away around my lawn before I got here today, basically. But
like that mothball smelling stuff.
Yeah, it smells like mothballs.
Yeah, it works. I mean, we used it in Alabama, and it kept them out of the sheds and everything. So. Hopefully it works for you.
Yeah, hopefully it works. One of my neighbors across the street when we first moved in basically was because there's been an issue in the area with the retention pond. She was saying to go get lye from from the weed and feed basically. So I might have to go do that just to make sure that, because that's definitely not in my wife's wheelhouse. I'm afraid of spiders. We have black widow spiders and all kind of spiders around here. So that's her job. I'll do the lizards and spiders. I'll do the lizards and snakes. But you guys had me thinking about the 4th of July. We actually, I wasn't a grill master or nothing like that. Basically, I just had maybe say 4 hot dogs and 4 hamburgers on the grill. But I just basically doing the lawn. I realized how many fireworks actually hit my home because we're just on a cul-de-sac. So the guy next door like let off his fireworks like right next to the house, and it was pretty close. And it made me realize like how these other older people that basically are just like, I hope you're gonna clean that up. You would basically, it's nothing but paper and now I'm just kind of becoming that person. But I was good about it. I was just like, thank you for entertaining us and everything like that. But I kept hearing like dings and all kind of things hitting inside of my house. I have a pretty broad house, so it's just like half the fireworks are all along the side of my house. Basically, that it hit the house and it just fell off. But I'm fine with it. Because in New York, where I grew up in New York with 4th of July, whole nother level. Yeah, it's just we don't have those. We didn't have those big boxes that you light and it's like a whole fireworks show going off the whole thing. This guy had something that was like a machine. It's like a Tommy gun. That's basically what it sounded like. It was like we were just like everybody ducking for cover. But
that's what we do in our neighborhood.
In Brooklyn, where I grew up in the 90s, basically, that's what they were doing in the backyard while we were exploding M80s and blockbusters, which is like quarter sticks of dynamite, pretty much. Like this,
they used to just hand those to kids. Yeah. Like, here's time to go blow something up. Be like, what happens if you put 6 of them together? Let's find out. So, those were the days.
In-laws were basically ducking for cover. I was just sitting there watching it like, oh, this is cool. Good. Because I'm just used to like bombs over Baghdad in front of my house on So
back in the day, Ian and I used to play a firework drinking game quite often. Whenever we get a group of friends together.
Which one?
The
chugging one?
The chugging one. Yeah, we do it on the beach. Whenever we went to the beach with friends, we'd always play this game. So we buy a bunch of bottle rockets. And you get a bottle of beer, and everybody gets a bottle of beer and a lighter and a bottle rocket. And you stand in a circle on the beach, and then you have to
draw the circle out, and you got to stay in the circle.
Stay in the circle
initially,
and you chug your beer, and you can't leave the circle until you can turn your beer over and nothing comes out. So you have to finish your beer, and then once you finish your beer, you can leave the circle and then put your bottle rocket in, light it, and shoot it back into the circle. While everyone's still trying to, it's hilarious. Everybody's kind of taking their time, and then the first person that leaves, you see everyone's eyes get wide and start. By the way, I do not condone any of this activity. Put a disclaimer out there.
Right.
If you try this stuff, this is
it's on you, bro.
Not liable for any injuries caused.
Be far away from other people.
Thank you.
Wear glasses. If you like your eyebrows, cover them up because you might lose them.
We used to put M80s on top of like glass bottles. Like we used to find 22s or 40s in the park, and someone would put like a M80 right in the little tip, and it would just be glass shards.
Just make it pop.
It would just disappear. It would disappear.
How we survived our
childhood.
The 90s and 80s were wild, man. So you guys ready? Chapter 21.
Speaking of fireworks,
are you gonna
nice transition.
Yeah.
Come on, Alan. Come on, Alan. We got a show to do here, buddy.
I thought he was going to light one off. I was like, really? Get into the house? It's gonna be awesome.
Not the first time you've seen it, but it's always fun.
Always fun. Chapter 21, answering the summons. So we started the chapter off, and the weather's getting really strange. It's pretty much El Nino going on, which, in case you guys don't speak Spanish, it's Spanish for the Nino.
I thought it was whale's vagina. No, that's
San Diego.
That's San Diego. My bad.
I don't speak German.
That's El Nina.
Yeah, and there's storms everywhere. The Ashaman have been summoned. They show up through Gateway and are super arrogant as always. They kind of come over and like they're doing their salutes and like nah, yeah, whatever. I guess it's fist to chest, but they're just like barely tapping the chest. Like, yeah, whatever. You're supposed to be the Dragon Reborn. I don't care. It's super arrogant about everything. And Rand's kind of a little worried about all of them. I mean, he's thinking in his head about, they give themselves their own rank, or imagine times giving out more ranks that he didn't approve of. They're being super arrogant. Luce is in his head yelling, "Kill them all."
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with Luce at this point. Like, how are you, my general, going to decide to make ranks without even cluing
asking
me in?
me?
Yeah, like, and that is it. I don't want you to clue me in. I want you to ask my permission. Like, you were still my biatch. That's the way I put it. But every time I turn around, people are showing up with, they got weapons on. They've got different little emblems and icons. I don't even have that. Like, where's
the attitude more than
you changed the logo?
I could handle all of that, but there's just the way they treat.
They know
Rand.
They know.
Yeah.
Like, he's gone as far as telling them, like, Rand's gonna go crazy. Keep your eye on him. When he does, jump him. It's part of the plan. Like, the minute he goes crazy, that gives him the excuse to wipe him out, and then he gets to take over.
His sanity is starting to slip a little here. Well, we'll get into later in the chapters, but it's
here. It's getting slipperier.
Slippery.
It's more slipperific.
Yeah, it's more slipperific. There you
go. Have you guys ever watched The Wire?
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes. I've never seen the whole thing. But...
Well, in the second season, there's a guy who basically, I forgot what his name is, but is a little skinny guy, and all the other guys are basically trying to convince him that he could take the biggest guy who works at the docks. They're like, "Come on, Nikki, you'll be the legend of the docks. He's nothing. You could take him.
We think you could take him."
And that's exactly how I feel. Like these Ashaman are just like, I could take him. Look at him. What has he got? What has he got that I don't?
I want one of them to try for real. Like, I really do.
I could take him. I could take him.
Yeah. And it probably adds to it that for a while, maybe even since Tier, Rand has really been holding back and is only like channeled big time, like in the most extreme moments, right? So not a lot of people have witnessed what he can do when he throws down.
Yeah.
And does he have, since he lost the little Buddha Angreal thing, has he gotten another one?
No.
Or so it's just him right now.
It's raw power.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe not at a strongest, but still.
I think that might be by design also, because he doesn't want anybody to see exactly how powerful he is. Maybe he might not want everybody to know what his max level is.
But also, this happens here. I mean, when he uses a lot of the power, because he does for Gateway, he starts seeing double, and things start to get all messed up, and he sees himself as someone else, and things get all weird. So he's trying not to use it a lot because the taint feels weird, the power feels weird, everything's not working quite right.
Yeah.
And he's like, let other people do it. I don't want to mess with this right now.
Right. But also, so we know Rand has his own problems, and we're jumping around here. But the taint being taintier, or the tainted taint.
The tainted
taint. I don't know how you taint the taint. No, everybody's noticing that.
Yes.
It's not just a Rand thing.
We are jumping like 3 chapters ahead.
Yeah.
But
sorry. It's what I do. I don't
know
what
the matter is. Going back to where we were, it says a defiance. They glorified in what they were.
Okay.
Like the Ashaman really do see themselves as the elite force. And I don't see why they wouldn't. If I'm being honest with you, why wouldn't you? If you had the type of power that they do, and the person that's supposed to be keeping, the reins on them is putting himself into further power, and then the person that's supposed to be fully in charge seems to be losing it, you kind of just take, you run the course with things. Like, all right, well, he's slipping and he's power hungry, so why don't I just go ahead and follow suit? So this is going to turn out to be real ugly at some point.
There's a good question.
Wait, can we throw?
Why does Sidon feel? Why do you think Sidon feels weird?
Well, I mean, I think part of it has to do with the Bowl of the Winds. I really do think that.
Yeah, because remember, some sightings snuck out there, or they felt it when it was just the females channeling.
For a minute, I wanted to think it had something to do specifically with Rand, and since it was often him, it was often others because he was Taviran. But that would be the too easy answer. I feel like it is more to do with the Bowl of the Winds, and Jordan wanted us to kind of forget about that
Mm-hmm.
that little passage.
Yep, it was just a little blip, but we caught it. It's there.
And then on top of that, I feel like the Dark One's probably gaining in strength, especially since his Murdral being can now like move outside of his realm.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell that there's something there. Maybe he's having impact. So there's no one definitive thing. I think it's probably like a combination of those things.
Right. Yeah. So all this is happening, and then our favorite nobleman, Wireman, he's the best nobleman out there.
We have
up.
a favorite. Okay, Alan. I'll let you continue. But tread carefully.
Wireman shows up, and he's fighting over who gets to be the bodyguard of the dragon. Tyrians or Ileaners, and they're muscling around about it, and and Wireman has bigger aspirations as well. He wants Rand to appoint him as the leader of Tyr or whatever, and Rand just thinks he's an idiot. So
the idiot that never even gets mud on his cloak. No. Like your man
is too good for that.
Way too good for where he is and what he's doing. He manages to be on the battlefield, but still comes back in pristine condition.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Wireman?
There's a balance.
Exactly.
You gotta take care of your equipment. Show some pride in it, especially in a leadership position. But if everything you got is shiny after marching around and plopping through the mud and people fighting or whatever, like, just go home. We don't need you.
Yeah, because
that's not going to inspire anybody. Yeah, that's how High Lord. Get it right, Alan.
Sorry, that's High Lord Wireman, you peasant.
Don't let him hear you.
So thoughts on Wireman? What's your initial thoughts? This is the first time he's come in a few times, but this is the first chapter where he's highlighted a lot. I think. He's been
in my mind. He looks like the king on Hamilton. Da 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 da. Was that Henry VIII? That's how he rides out into battle.
Oh my gosh! With a guy behind him with coconuts. Perfect. So Alan, my mind didn't go that direction. I was focused on Rand as all this is unfolding. We've talked about it in chapters coming up or recently. Like, Rand has lost control of everything and everyone around him, and he's been trying to lead forcefully and making people fearful of him instead of respecting him and everything. He's not doing a good job of getting these people that are vying for power underneath him, that are fighting for scraps. He's not doing anything to really, I don't want to say put them in their place, because that would be a negative way to lead, but finding roles for them that satisfy their need to be in this position. There's a positive way to do it. Anyways, he's doing it all wrong. And you could just see it all start to fall apart. So as this guy is sucking up to Rand, trying to get these positions, whatever. I'm just thinking about how Rand's effing up.
Yeah,
this guy's annoying.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if he fell off his horse in a mud puddle. I think everybody.
Rand feels that way too. I think it's even stated in the book. If only that idiot could be killed honorably, honorably, of course.
Yeah,
let him be killed in battle. You can accidentally fall off onto a spear. That would be great.
That'd be great. Yeah. So
accidentally walk into an arrow.
So we finally get to see Rand's plans. They're all kind of gathered here, and Rand's going to just kind of jump the gateways closer to Ebodar until they find Seanchan. Use the Ashaman to do that. Rand goes to make the first gateway, sees double, and almost loses it. Here, and
but makes the gateway. I have a question. Ian, did you feel for a moment he was gathering them all to slaughter them all?
I still feel like that's a possible scenario.
Well, I had to.
I don't think that's off the list of
bad.
I mean, he did kind of say that this is Operation Human Shield.
Yeah,
he pretty much said it. If they was die, they might as well.
Bashir brings it up this is later, but Bashir comes up to him and is like, you realize using this many people, he's like, exactly.
Yeah. I think like there are a few people like Bashir where he would definitely like hold back for a second. You're gonna come in as a cavalry. You're not infantry. The rest of y'all take your forces out there, do what you do, and then he looks at the Ashaman. I need 75% of you to go. Go on, just go.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But
that
he's using
other 25%. He's like, all right, now light them up. Fireballs, rain down, go, don't stop.
Oh, then Ashaman, the real weapon. All these rest of people on horses and foot and everything like that. And Wireman, he's complaining
smoke and
about
mirrors.
Complaining about the infantry. He's, Wireman's complaining like, oh, foot's crap. You need cavalry. And he's like, no, cavalry's crap. I got Ashaman. Like, do you not understand what I'm using here? Like, you guys are all crap. Like, none of you guys really matter. It just looks cool to have.
In fact, set your weapons down. Just run out in the battlefield and go so they look at you. That's all I need you to do. Distract them a little bit.
You are bridge.
We're gonna go.
I mean,
bridge 4.
I've never served in the military, and I've never, But to me, this is what it seems like: is he wants a larger force. Just so the Seanchan knows where they are and seeks them out. So he's trying to draw the Seanchan out. Otherwise, I mean, if he just took the Ashaman, it would be too small of a force and they might not even notice. They might go into the rate. He wants to draw them out. And I think that is the play here. They're not really there to fight. But
I think he's also still hiding the fact that he has this army of Ashaman from the Seanchan.
Yeah.
Because Seanchan still has yet to learn about them.
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they march through, and I get one of the favorite lines from this chapter is when Rand sees Wireman and says, he's a fool. And my favorite quote was, too stupid to leave behind, too powerful to shove aside.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, I've known some people like that.
Yes. Yes.
Let me tell you.
Insert stories here. Yeah. Well,
and they always want to be the boss.
Mm-hmm. But you kind of need them.
You
kind of
you can't completely you got to play the game with them. You can't just talk completely. You can't just unfilter mind mouth vomit to them basically. You gotta okay.
Yeah. If you're good, like I was saying earlier though, if you're good, those people, you could still find a way to use them that benefits them, the people that they're in charge of, and you and your mission. It's tough though.
I know.
It can be.
Yeah. So so they start marching towards Ilion because they're outside of Ilion, even though they have no intention of going to Ilion. It's just where he's waiting for particular Ashaman, Narishma, to show up, and he's wondering why he's late. A storm rolls in, and then right as the storm rolls in, a gateway opens up, and there's Narishma.
What's in the bag?
What's
in the box?
What's in the box?
My precious.
Yeah, so the question is,
what's in the box?
What's in the box? So, what is in the bag?
That is a good. Like, I don't know what tool he has that he really needs here. I don't get it. Any thoughts?
Oh, it was hard to get. It was hard to get. That much because he said, I followed your instructions. Rand's like, I gave you simple instructions. Like, the fact that you said that you had trouble, like, means you're an idiot.
It can't be Kalendor, or could it? Could he have like that?
No, I don't think Rand would not give somebody else the knowledge of how to get that.
No, so it's not that. Plus, I mean, he put it back where he got it, so he's the only one that can get it from there. I mean, we know he had the statues of the and he's also trying to purify the male side of things, so maybe it is, but it's a long partial. There we go.
It's his favorite pipe.
That's long.
That's long.
It's really 2 rivers to back.
Yeah.
I mean, I had thoughts that ran through my mind, but none of them made sense. He already has his little.
Well, Lou starts talking in his head too when he shows up the Bondal and says, "What does Lou say? Kill the world."
Yeah,
I killed the world once. We should kill the world again. Kill the world.
Yeah.
Gotta love Luce.
Luce is great.
Luce is great. I love Luce. That's what I
He
swear.
went away and he came back with a freaking vengeance.
He's just like
Luce came back like, here I am. And I'm
Sometimes you have friends who need a little bit of therapy, but it's still cool. It's still cool to sit with them. This unfiltered. You can be unfiltered with them.
That's very true. I agree with that sentiment. But I don't know of anything that we've had at this point that really is coming back to mind.
What if it's like just what if we're overthinking it? What if it's just a favorite food of Lou's Theron's that Rand cut a deal with him? He's like, fine.
French baguettes.
Fucking anchovies. Yeah.
Exactly.
French baguettes.
French
Extra garlic. Yeah.
Yeah.
His Louisville Slugger he left underneath his bed back in
Negan. It could be. I don't know. But anyway, you can keep going with that because we could come up with a million, but we may not even have seen it. Like maybe it's something new. Have we seen it?
Sure. So
not convincing at all. Okay.
So the next morning, everyone is up. They're getting information and they're waiting. Waiting.
I agree with that. Calendar would be something difficult to retrieve, and people would almost kill him for retrieving it. Like the only issue with that is that Rand's the only one that can pull it. I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, I think could use that.
That'd be cool.
Everybody. Yeah,
and it's in a brown paper bag.
A lot of important things come in brown paper bags.
Wait, hold on, Alan. Let me present it like this, and you tell me from our high school years what you think's in the bag. So, hey, Rand, fucking got it. It's in the bag. She's not so loud.
It's a 2 Rivers tobacco.
Show's kind of
2 Rivers tobacco.
Got it, man.
Exactly.
Let's go. Yeah, that's what it is.
Or you be like your brother and just come in. I got it. My mom's like, "What do you have?" Dude, my mom's right here.
But I mean, we have like this much book, like, and we've read some of that much of the book, so it's got to be something big, and we got to figure it out soon.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll know next chapter.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live reading for the next chapter. So
he'll pull it out
tomorrow night.
He's just gonna whip it out in front of everybody.
Whip it out.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Everybody just stops fighting to look at it.
Yep.
Holy shit! Is it glowing? That's glowing, Scott. That's a huge Johnson.
Foot.
Oh, man.
So and then we get to a waiting scene where he's just waiting for everybody else to show up, waiting for all these nobles to gather because everyone's supposed to. This is the mean spot they're all at. So originally it's 3,000. He's swelling his ranks up to I think a couple, like tens of thousands. It's they comment on how large size. I didn't write it down, but it's a large formation. They're waiting for all these nobles to show up, and as they show up, you kind of get a glimpse that the people that are showing up are not friends of Rand. I mean, he's pretty much surrounded by enemies besides Bashir.
Frenemies.
Bashir definitely shows up last or close to last, but like you get these two noble ladies that show up. They're just whining the entire time about how they don't want to see battle, and but at the same time they're another Kyrian that's like openly plotted against Rand. Like these are people that Rand knows are not his friends.
If you're going to fight a battle, who better to pay the butcher's bill than men who want you dead? Anyways, it isn't soldiers who will win this battle. All they have to do is keep anybody from sneaking up on the Ashaman.
Yep.
Bran knows. He doesn't care. In his mind, the prophecy must be fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous way to think.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, it's going to happen. So he's pretty much indestructible at the moment. As long as he doesn't go insane of his own fruition, others around him can't kill him because the pattern needs him.
It's very concerning the way that he basically puts himself up as bait around to try to weed out surprises or traps all the time. It's just like
I mean, he's almost been killed
again?
twice, 3 times. Like he's gotten Aiel killed for him. He's gotten his friends in trouble. Like
He's walking around like Tony Montana.
Yeah, I don't
Teflon
need
Don.
you. Well, I don't need you in my life. You toxic. Goodbye. Perrin had the right idea. Perrin should have gone back to the Two River and stayed there. King of the Two River.
Is it possible, Chris, that I mean, obviously Jordan doesn't write for us every conversation that everybody has. Stuff gets skipped over. We don't know every conversation Rand has had in his head with Luz. Is it possible that yes, Rand is struggling, but still everything that's unfolding right now is part of his plan?
Which his
plan? I think Rand sometimes is like Matt regarding a plan. Like it sounds like a plan, but then when the start gun goes off, it's just
chaos.
Like
here's my thought. I'll give you.
I could see Luz there. Like, yeah, get all these people together, let them fight, and then when it's over, fuck them all up.
I'll give you a real answer.
That's a plan.
When did Rand become more wise and more knowledgeable than any other Two River person?
Tyr, all that reading he did.
Yeah, he did do a lot of reading.
I do a lot of reading.
At least in my mind, that's where he leveled up knowledge wise.
Done a lot of reading. He put me in charge of an entire army. Let me make big decisions.
Yeah, it's true. That's a jump.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. And it's not like he's done years of studying. He did months of reading.
Yeah.
Right.
He did a Holiday Inn Express last night.
That's what it was.
That's where I should have gone.
Yep. He slipped up. Yeah.
Embassy Suites, they got me with that breakfast, man. That made to order omelet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get 3 of them janks in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna say something, Naomi. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, basically, I wanted to amend what I said before, that Rand, when he makes plans, is like Matt. But no, Matt has thousands of years of planning and experience behind him, that even though, anything can happen when the melee starts, Matt still has a plan, and everybody basically that's works under Matt will still stick
I will
to the
put
plan,
Matt in
even though
charge.
everything goes crazy around Matt.
I put Matt in charge before I put Rand in charge, because Luz is not really helping out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Luz is still mourning and grieving after how many turns of the wheel? Like, dude, you've been through this.
Yeah. It's going a few thousand years.
Yeah, like, I get it. We all need time to grieve.
Don't rush people through grief.
That was his love.
Yeah.
There's no exact timeline for grieving.
No.
Who's
this Matt guy you're talking about?
Linear progression.
Matt who? Matt who?
So I won't say what this is about, but it's funny you say that. I was literally, as you probably see, I've been messaging somebody as we're doing this. Sorry for that. But we were talking about grief, and they're going through some stuff. And I said, grief is slippery. Every time you think you got a hold of it, it moves, changes. You skip a step, 2 steps back. You're fine. You're not fine. Slippery.
Yeah.
And you're trying to joke on somebody because they're still grieving.
You gotta salt that shit,
up, bro.
I like dark humor, dude.
Salt it. You just gotta bury it. You just gotta push it. That's what's in the fucking box. I smashed it down. Put it in.
Dribble some salt. Dribble some salt on there. Just a little bit of salt.
Let it shrivel it up like a slug. Fuck you, grief. Yeah, that's never gonna come back to bite you in the butt.
Not at all. Never.
Yeah.
Have you not met me? Dark humor is like my forte.
Yeah. Nope. On my worst days, I get messages from everybody I love and Alan. Yours are the funniest. I will say that.
Did I send you that clip or whatever? Is like where the guy's like talking to his boys and he's like, and what did it say? Something along the lines of like, if I was going through something really tough, like, would you be there for me? It's like, no, not at all. Like, in fact, I would just wait for that phone call just so I can ignore it.
Yeah, right. You sent me that one. It's pretty good. It's very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Bashir comes up and he asks about all these people. He's like, are you sure this is a wise idea? And Rand lays out his plans. He's like, the Ashaman of the weapon. This is pretty much all. Everybody else is expendable. It's pretty much what he says. I mean,
yeah.
And that's how we end this chapter.
Wow, we finished a chapter?
We did.
Honestly.
I've done my best to derail this. You guys just keep on moving it forward.
Just keep on chugging right along.
Yeah.
Yep. Any thoughts? Anything else? Questions? Things we missed?
I think Rand.
Yeah. What's up, Comey?
No, I was going to say you guys could go first. I was going to chime in later, but I mean, either way.
We have nothing.
Comment. I think Rand risked losing the loyalty of a person like Bashir fighting this way.
Yeah.
If, like, let's say Perrin was out here and Rand made this comment to Perrin and Rand would be fighting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it would be very interesting. I find it interesting that loyal.
Oh yeah. No, let's talk about him for a minute.
Loyal would be helping Rand. Loyal would be helping Perrin fight him. If they got to witness this.
On his honeymoon.
Yeah. I find it interesting that Rand is trying to find loyalty among snakes. I mean, he knows every last one of them. Basically, he knows their plots. He's had from the beginning. From Tom had the MO on all these guys. If not from when he learned and got spies to get the rest of whatever he needed to learn about these people. I find it interesting that he's trying to find loyalty amongst all these.
But
people.
Is he? No.
Well, I thought he kind of was trying to see which ones are. I mean, they're all cannon fodder. Correct. They all are. But at the same time, he's also trying to see which ones he can actually trust because he has a bunch of them around and they are higher up in their higher houses in the countries that he basically kind of rules. So, but I find it interesting that the people that has been good to him has been attracted to him. Well, I don't think he dropped. He more so kept them at hand's length because he didn't want them to get hurt. But at the same time, too, I feel like the ones that were truly loyal to him came to him naturally without him trying to force it. It's like it's like a magnets where he's trying to force people together to find loyalty, and they're all snakes. And the people that he was just walking through the village, and next thing you know, he just has a whole coalition around him that I just find it interesting that kind of I wonder if you want to call that Taviran. But at the same time, he's trying to force the force. It's basically, it's not working in his favor.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
It's got to be a balance of push pull there, not just push.
Loyalty and obedience are two different things, and I don't know that he's so much seeking loyalty, at least in my mind, but obedience. He needs people that if I speak, you're going to listen. And I don't have to coax you too much. Like with the ladies not wanting to go to battle. I think this might be coming up next chapter. He's like, all right, that's cool. Then you can go with the Ashaman. And all of a sudden, it's, oh, no. We'll go to battle. We're here for you. We got you. Like, nobody needs that. I need you to do what I tell you to do because we have a greater goal in mind, and that's it. So... that's not a great way to lead, but he's also in his mind, he's not going to be around much longer. He just needs to make it to this battle, fight this battle, and then that's kind of like the end. So it's a suicide mission for him.
I think he's also weaponizing the fear that people have towards Ashaman.
Oh yes, for sure.
Yeah,
and I some part of me that really doesn't like that.
Yeah, well, they're a pretty volatile group.
They are. They are people that you should probably stay away from because you never know.
It seems like they don't really care who their enemy is. They just want one. Like they want an enemy. They want to fight. They're like, I can fireball. I want to fireball at somebody.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, I see my brother drunk.
But when you're a trained weapon, that's what you do.
Yeah, when I was younger and a lot of us in my single army years in the barracks in Germany, there were nights where we definitely went out just to pick a fight.
Yeah.
Just because. I don't know why. I don't feel that way anymore, but yeah, once upon a time.
Yeah.
You just get a hair in your ass. Hey, want to go get some whiskey and pick a fight? Like, I don't really want the whiskey, but I could go fight. Yeah, that'd be fun. Just go do it.
I'll take an iced tea, but we can still go.
Can I watch? Like, yeah.
That's why you would fight, because they probably wouldn't have sweet tea. It would be unsweet. Then there'd be a reason to fight.
Yep.
They hand you that cold tea and a pack of sugar, and you're like, do you not understand physics? Do you not know how science works? You need to go to the University of Bojangles, fucking learn how to make this shit right.
Guys ready? Chapter 22.
Gathering
clouds. Yeah. So
your tea looks when you put that sugar in there. It's all cloudy.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So Rand's army's forming up. That's what starts. It's still drizzling after the last storm. And Rand's at the top of the hill looking all fancy and shit. Like he's all buttoned up and thinks he's fancy, huh? Mm-hmm. And I think this doesn't help his cause because all the Ashaman are looking at him like he ain't shit. And the fact that he's dressed this way, I don't know what he's trying to do, whether he's trying to impress the nobles. It's not impressing the Ashaman. I know that much. You know. Like what you're wearing your Sunday's best to go into battle? Like, are you not going to even lift a finger? Is that what you're doing? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, and so I get it. I understand. Or at least I think I get it. The Ashaman come into battle looking beautiful. The Seanchan. Wrong.
The Seanchan. Yeah.
The Seanchan.
I was like, the Ashaman don't. They're all like.
Sorry. Like he even said that he wishes he hadn't given up the jewels in the hilt of his sword. Right. So he's wearing his sword from his boo thing.
Mm-hmm. Alan and I both gave up our jewels.
Nah, I still need those. I'll go to that club one day. But,
snip.
No. Anyway,
it's reversible.
They say. Who is they? The women that want you to get it done. Anyway, he's trying to show off to the Seanchan. I think that was really the point. It had nothing to do with the nobles, definitely nothing to do with the Ashaman, and everything to let the Seanchan know that he had come to destroy them. Like, I am here. I am your target. I'm the number one. I'm the badass. Like, this is me.
Yeah.
It was a statement.
Let's make it a statement for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah. Do you like how they took like a little modern phrase and changed it around? Like, so as it's drizzling, he thinks about how, they say when the sun's shining and it's still drizzling, it means the Dark One's beating Cimarog. And
yeah.
And he starts thinking, he's like, I wish Cimarog was here. Like, I would take on all the Forsaken right now. And Luce Theron chimes in and is like, no, you wouldn't. like she doesn't. I would make her weep, is what he thinks. And Luce Theron's like, no, she doesn't have any tears. She just makes other people cry. There's no tears left in her. Good luck with her. Nothing makes her weep.
Oh, he would know.
Do you think Rand's a little overconfident right now? Like, I would take on all the Forsaken right now. Like he's on his high horse.
We don't know what's in the bag.
Cocaine.
What's in the bag?
Wait, he's talking.
Come on, motherfucker.
Exactly.
It's pre-workout.
Yeah, 2 scoops of pre-workout. 2 heaping scoops. That's dangerous.
Yeah,
he's gonna eat it, not drink it. Eat it. Have you seen that where people like throw it in their mouth and then swallow it and then throw a little bit of water in there? Like, why?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
water
not that.
soluble. You kind of need that water for it to work to activate it. Oh, people.
That's not me.
Anyway, Alan, get us back on track.
Yeah. So as Rand's being a little overconfident, Wireman, our favorite noble, shows up. I keep using that word. I don't think I know what it means.
Noble or favorite?
Favorite. Yeah.
Favorite.
So
Okay.
Inconceivable. So Wireman's not happy. He's not happy about battling in the mountain. Yeah, about battling the mountains, about where he's being put. And Rand just cuts him off. He's like, "Go do your job. Like, go over there."
No, specifically, I think you should go get your men ready.
Yeah.
Or you won't be on any flank. And Wireman's like, oh my God, he's going to kill me. Like, he's ruling through fear 100%. If a man like Wireman thinks that he's going to be killed rather than just like kicked out of the battle.
Yeah.
I'm just keep saying the same thing. That type of leadership eventually backfires, and when it does, it's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were the one that said he's gonna turn into the bad guy, so
yeah,
your prophecy's coming true. Maybe not in the way you meant it, but it's happening.
And then after that, 2 noble women come up and they're like, "We don't want to watch the battle. Can we stink back? We don't want to see all the blood and gore." And Luce Theron's headed to Dead Watch. Dead always watch. So you can kill them all right now, and they have to watch.
I'm wondering all about Luz. Like, I want to know. I need to know. Is this the past self? Is this? It's just like, what is it? How is he there? Why is he there? I mean, Luz doesn't think that he's the one that's not supposed to be there. That's the crazy part about it.
And then Rand's answer to this is like, "Well, you don't have to watch if you don't want to. I can have some Ashaman take you back to the Black Tower and watch you there."
They're like, "No, we're good.
Like,
we're good."
If you want to go back to Ashaman, you can.
Pass.
Hard pass. So they're going to stay for the battle. They're like, "Yeah, we'll let our retainers stay with you and fight, but we don't want to be here." Like, too bad. Yeah, it reminds me of like, especially they're terrified. They know what about the Ashaman being there and what the gore is going to be like. And it reminds me a lot of like the technology of war advancing. And I'm going to do a little tangent here, but during the Civil War, before the Civil War, there was a different set of technology. So the way battles used to be fought was that you'd have everyone line up with muskets. And with a smooth bore musket, you put the ball in, you fire, and if there's a barn in front of you, you might hit it. So everyone lines up, and then they fire, and then like a few of the bullets hit. Well, there was this technology that was invented during the Civil War called rifling. And the fact of the matter is they invented this technology, but they didn't change their military tactics. And I think it was the Battle of Bull Run. And a lot of the fancy aristocrat rich people, like they would go picnic and watch the battle because it wasn't that bloody or gory. So they would, a couple people died, but it wasn't like super gory. So they would go and sit on the hill above and watch the battles. Well, they showed up to watch this battle. I think it was the Battle of Bull Run, American Civil War. And they lined up just like they did in the Revolutionary times before, marched each other with rifled barrels and pointed right at each other and pulled the trigger. And it was there's stories of like women fainting and throwing up and like just the amount of gore and just brutal. And I feel like that's like the level here where you had war before with spears and arrows, which can be brutal up close when you have charges and stuff like that. But with Ashaman, I mean, you have bodies exploding.
Wait, what was the description? Yeah, what was the description from then? Like the meat grinder or something?
It's a whole nother level. So it reminds me a lot of going from the smoothbore musket to the rifle, like just that the jump in technology, the jump in level of war, where it's not fun to watch anymore. Not that it was ever fun to watch, but like it's
infinitely worse.
It's infinite. It's horror. Like, yeah. So the women don't want to be there. So the next morning, everyone's up in formation. Skip. I lost the place in the notes. So finally, the army is formed up, and they decide. Tells the Ashaman to open the gateways, and they start traveling through the mountains. At this point, this is when Luz is also saying like, kill them all again, because whenever the Ashaman start using sighting, they kill them all.
Luz is starting to make a whole lot of sense. I thought Luz was the crazy one, but
and the Ashaman that are near Rand are giving like these little slice smiles and like sideways looks towards Rand, like smirks. And Rand's getting super paranoid. Like he's like, are they turning on me? Like it's like.
So I was between that and like, do they recognize that he's going nuts?
Yeah,
but they're talking to themselves too. Like, I mean, like he said, one guy's just in the straight off the distance, like mumbling. Like they're
maybe the guy in their head is also saying, "Kill him, kill him."
He's like, "Yeah,
kill them all."
He's like, "Yeah, I should kill him."
You could do it. Oh, it's like your story. You could take him. Come on now.
I know I can.
Yeah.
Get him with that fireball when he ain't looking. We're like, yo, Rand, what's that over there? Pew!
Yeah. So you learn a little bit about also here. I think this is when he talks about how men have developed in the power, how women gradually build their power up over
Yeah,
time
but
and
men jump.
leap up in power. So like he's talking about how some of the Ashaman are getting pretty powerful. Still not even near as powerful as him, of course, but he can sense how powerful some of these guys are.
Yeah,
and it makes me even more paranoid about everything.
I was gonna say that would be the part that would really be getting me is I don't have control over these guys and they are quickly gaining in power. What do I do? Mind you, I've got a little bit more training because I had Asmodean with me, but I don't have that anymore. I don't have that advantage.
Maybe. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I thought you were done.
I am.
Maybe Rand actually has a plan here, and he's going to let Taim get all these guys right to the brink. Now, well, they might not think much of Rand. Taim has them all whipped. Like they think Taim is the shit. And Rand is just going to gateway over there, be like, hey, Taim. Taim's like, yes, my dragon lord. And Rand's just going to blow him the fuck up. And then turn to the Ashaman and be like, all right, who's next?
Yeah.
No, nobody? All right, let's go. And he can have them all like that.
Yeah. So while Rand's being distracted and paranoid about, people around him and who's against him, a man steps out in the clearing with a bow drawn. And right as he's about to fire, a quail flies or whatever and distracts him, and the arrow just misses him.
The boom swings.
Yeah.
Right.
And Randy even thinks that might have been Tavir because no one should miss that shot. Like he said, any farm boy could have hit that shot. But immediately an Ashaman shows up and like blows the guy to bits, using the power. And they go to hopefully see if they can interrogate the body's blown apart. He's not going to live.
But
he's already dead.
Harbalon marks on him.
Yeah, and he has money on him. They're like, oh, I guess I said I hired him. It's like everyone has. That's so. Like Rand dismisses that immediately. He's like,
that's what Bashir says. Bashir was like, I even have it on me. Like everybody here has it. That's common coin.
Yeah.
It's like a Canadian 25-cent piece. Every once in a while, you get change back from the cashier. It's a Canadian coin in there. You're like, what the hell?
You weren't doing your job well enough.
Now it's yours. You got to carry it around because no one else will take it.
No. Oh, they're taking Canada.
Yeah, but then you gotta go to the Blight.
Yeah, they need to go Blight, and that's
I'm not trying to save the world. I don't.
You can go to the airport and exchange it. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Now there were 2 archers that loosed.
Yeah, there were 2, but they both died.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I don't remember hearing about but one dying. So
yeah, no, the Ashaman took both of them out. They blew them. I don't think one got away. I think they. Maybe one did get away. I don't know, but one definitely got blood bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to read that over again. On the first Passover, I basically heard one, but they never mentioned the second one, so I'm assuming that basically he's gone too.
Yeah.
But he did say it was 2.
And it was one of his own men, wasn't it, Seanchan? It was someone from one of the people inside his army. So. Raises more, he's paranoid. Is he right to be paranoid? I mean, is Rand safe here right now?
Well, I mean, what are the odds that this archer acted alone? Or was it under instruction? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Rand's losing it, but he's not that dumb. So
yeah.
You gotta ask yourself.
I mean, he got paid from someone.
Yeah. And then as all this is happening, an Ashaman shows up and says the Seanchan have been found. And it ends Rand's point of view with Luz coming to his head again saying, are you ready to kill? You ready to kill? Let's go kill some things.
Yeah.
And then we switch to the Seanchan.
And they're just chilling. They're like, hey, I set up shop over there yesterday. Yeah, I did too. I got a new farm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be a perfect place to sow, to sow and then to reap what we sow. And I'm so glad we made this decision. And look at those disgusting riders up there. I hate them. It's annoying the shit out of me.
What do you think? One of the Damane is like sick or whatever, and he actually feels bad about it, but he compares it to like a wolfhound. Like he's like his pet's sick. Like he's upset about it, but because his pet's sick. But I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I got that. Yeah. I let it go. I was like, oh, this is.
But the Damane are all suffering from something. They talked about that. Like it's all been strange. So is it affecting women as well? Like
I was going to
affecting
ask
men?
that question. Like, is it all women channelers? So we haven't heard this from anybody else. We've just heard it from the Damane. So that leads you to believe it has something to do with that area.
Okay.
And we're not where the Bola Winds is used.
Mm-mm.
Or it's affecting how they connect to their channelers.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
could be
if they're
affecting the necklace and bracelet thing. I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
they were, I believe, Abu Dar is in Altara, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically,
it's not far.
they're in Altara, which is still kind of close to where the Bola Winds was used.
Mm-hmm.
And that would also be near the place where the threads were pulled apart.
Oh, that explosion from the gateway thing?
Yeah.
True. A lot of different things basically happened at the same time.
Yeah, two major magical events happening in one space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that could be interfering with the power.
Yeah. Well, when we've talked about Taviran before and how they can affect and be affected by the pattern, I think it was one of the other guests. It might have been Zul, and she was like, it's not like you could just start pulling out strings and reweaving it the way you want. Like, you kind of push, pull, bend, you can adjust it some. But these events, the Bola Winds, and then pulling the weaves on that gate and the explosion.
Well, you pull a weave if you want to, see what happens.
Right. That's what I'm that's a great analogy.
It might be an explosion.
Right.
I've seen
these
it.
things aren't these aren't little nudges to the pattern. These are big explosive things. So if you imagine that, big weave of a pattern, there's like reverberations. There's like huge
ripples.
Aftershock.
Right. Exactly. It's ripples going through space time.
Did you see Sha'Carri Richardson's race? How she won the 100 in the Worlds?
She threw off her wig and then she ran it, broke the record.
Her hair was still fly. She had the extensions in. She knew what she was doing. She had that plan. She's like, I'm going to show you who I am. That was good. There, with the star and everything.
It's all about theater.
Won it. Oh, yeah. She won it big time.
Yeah. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah. So what do you think about the way the rocket, they don't even land, they have this pole that they can go and like fly by and hang upside down, like drop messages on and pick messages up.
When your own people don't even like you, like there's like some level of disdain for people that rode them.
Yeah, there was.
And for the beasts themselves.
I think it's a little bit of jealousy too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's hate. A whole lot of haterade.
That's the job.
I think y'all so amazing.
I think that's pretty cool. Like, in my mind, I saw like How to Train Your Dragons. Kind of feel like they just kind of swoop in. Like it's really crazy. In my mind, this is like a little German town, and the Seanchan just made themselves at home, and they're shooting the shit, and in drops the dragon and their rider. Of course, we know they're much uglier creatures, but just pick up the message and go. Like I think it's pretty cool. Like if I didn't dislike the Seanchan because they're causing all sorts of chaos, I think I would like them for their feats of ingenuity and their training of animals and all that good
some cool stuff.
And so they're coming everywhere they show up. They're really arrogant and cocky and confident, but it's definitely a very different vibe than how Rand is acting.
Like that is their land, like by birthright.
And they so believe it like it's a fact.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's no question to it. So
but it also points out, I think in the Great Hunt, they even say like almost every noble is also a descendant of Arthur Hawkman there in this world, in this in the wetlands. So
no, but they're the real
me too
descendants.
Yeah,
I'm related to both Adam and Eve.
So they get a report saying that there's an army 6 times their size, about only 10 miles away, and they're just overconfident. They're like, bring it, like whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's only 2 Damani.
They come, we'll kill them.
Only 2 Damani. We got them.
We'll kill them all. Like whatever. Like, but he is worried a little bit. He's like, how'd they get this close without anyone else spotting them? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you get in here like that?
You know what's gonna be real crazy is when the Seanchan learn.
That's what she said.
When they learn how to travel, we're gonna have issues. How did she get in? How did you get in here?
Yeah, they only got to capture somebody that knows how, and then they got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And that's how we end this chapter with them, Seanchan, all worried about how they got there, but not overconfident that it's not that big of a deal.
What? What's this? Oh, well.
We'll take them out.
They got a plan B.
All right. So you guys ready for the final chapter that we have tonight? Chapter 23?
The final chapter.
I need to go urinate if that's okay.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I could be quick. 2 minutes.
Yeah. Can we have 2 minutes?
I'm not even drinking anything, and I definitely got to go.
Oh, you need to get back to break? Okay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Quick one.
Okay.
So
cool.
40 ounce.
Haven't used that button in a while.
Control Alt deleting my computer like I'm at work. Let me just mute.
Now you're gonna make me have to edit. All right. All right. That was a short break. Still in a crisp, but whatever.
Yeah, I didn't mess around. I just took care of business. I didn't even wash my hands. No, I'm kidding. I did.
It's gross.
Dunka. Got him.
Ew, gross.
Dunka.
German humor. Yay. All right. And the dog still is okay. There we go. Okay, we're all back. Cool.
Yeah, I think we literally did 2 minutes.
Okay. So guys ready? Chapter 23? What cover
Sure.
The Michael Jordan chapter.
Yeah. This chapter's good.
I'm so tired of hearing that at work. That's all you hear. This is our Michael Jordan year.
Oh yeah.
20. Yeah. Okay. Well, chapter 23, Fog of War, Storm of Battle. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I really thought the battle was gonna start here, like for real.
No, it's pretty much like starts like the battle pretty much over. But I mean,
yeah,
we get more, but the initial skirmish is over.
Right. This is where this is the foreplay.
Yeah. So I mean,
filling each other out.
It starts with Rand looking over like the valley, and there's dead Seanchan everywhere. Signs of battle are everywhere, like burnt trees. The Ashaman did their job.
Yeah.
Luz is still all crazy and shit.
Do you think the dead are silent? The dead howl at me. Oh, Luz is a character. Like, I would love to have met Luz. That's what we need. We need a prequel book, which we'll never get, but we need a prequel all about Luz Theron.
They are apparently
you got the Eye of the World prologue.
Again, and there were rumors about this years ago. They're making a prequel TV show or movie, and now there's greenlit an animated prequel movie. Animated.
I'll watch
prequel.
it. That'd be dope.
Yeah. That was announced this week, so we'll see. But we'll see.
Billy Zane.
But also, I think it's Red Eagle involved, so we'll see. We'll see.
Seriously, Red Eagle.
Yeah. Red
Are
Eagle.
they allowed to come inside of in anything like close to the headquarters? Like, how dare they?
I know. After they sued
like
Harriet.
that ex-girlfriend who just still has parts of your some of your stuff at home.
Yeah, and they sued Harriet. Yeah.
Really?
What?
I don't know anything about this. So
yeah, no. Red Eagle was who made the Winter Dragon.
Oh yeah,
one TV pilot episode or whatever. Like they did it so basically they bought the rights, or Robert Jordan sold them the rights for the media, and they needed to. It was going to lapse unless they made something, so that's what they made. It's this crappy Winter Dragon thing that.
Hey, the more you watch it, the better it gets.
It showed at 2:00 in the morning on FXX network. Like not even FX, it was FXX or something like that. And
what's that shopping channel?
Yeah.
QVC or whatever it is.
And I guess Harriet spoke out against it, and it was in the contract that she had wasn't supposed to, so they turned around and sued. I mean, it's just it's just.
But what did they have to go to court and prove that it wasn't like dog shit?
I don't know. But it was.
Or do they go there and go, we know it was dog shit, but she wasn't supposed to say it out loud.
Anyway, we're not going to talk more about Red Eagle. But apparently they're involved in this new project. So
hey, maybe we'll get sued too.
They need to get their cut somehow.
We got monetized just in time.
Just trying to get sued for all $3 we have. Anyway, so
Allegedly.
Come take it. So yeah, and also the funny thing is Warimon shows up as well. He charged into battle after like the last minute just to like I did something, like pokes it with the stick once it's already dead, and like I won.
And I helped. It's shake and bake, and I helped.
I thought you guys would appreciate that. It was great. I thought it was hilarious. Bearshire comes back to give a report. Apparently, they've suffered 50 casualties, which is a pretty low number, considering their size of their force. They take about 100 prisoners alive, and they're all surrounded at this point. Where Rand's looking over, and they did capture Soldam as well, who's weeping because they killed her Damani.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
situation.
And they're wondering like how this what is this Soldam? Like no one there knows what Soldams and Damani are. And Rand has to explain it to them like how it works, and like it's like, is that like their Aes Sedai? Like not really. It's kind of messed up. This is how it all works. And then Rand turns around and orders all the prisoners to be released. And
that's the part that got me. I was like, what? You're releasing these prisoners behind you, like you're moving forward and you're releasing 100 people behind you.
He's so confident though. He's like, what can they do now? Like their force is destroyed. Like there's nothing they can do. Like and keeping prisoners is just gonna get in the way. I mean, but he doesn't want to kill. He has that little compassion. He doesn't want to just kill them.
It's almost like a case study that he's trying to see how Ta'veren am I?
Yeah.
Like, am I indestructible?
Can I get away with this?
Like smarter.
I mean,
idea.
I'm not saying he makes a good point, but he makes a point.
Leave some people behind to watch them.
Right.
No.
Well, you don't want to leave any Ashaman. You need all of them for sure.
Right.
But this is where you could take one of your annoying leaders that isn't really helping.
One of the ladies.
Give them a job and then convince them, now this is the most important task. I wouldn't trust this with just anybody. I need you to get the fuck away from me. I mean, stay here while we go somewhere else. So technically, it's I who am getting away from you.
Yeah. But he does take the women. He does say, take the woman with us. I'll eventually turn the Soldam over to the Aes Sedai. And at that point, the one they have the prisoner starts screaming and like tries to run away and like just
it lashes out, starts attacking. Like,
right.
Does she kill or just injure?
I think she injures. I don't think she killed anybody, but she definitely lashed out.
Yeah,
I have to go back and read it. I didn't put it in my notes. But yeah, she lashes out and runs away.
The people gardener got injured.
Yeah, and tries to run. Yeah, and then more Ashaman show up, say, "Hey, there's more Seanchan about 30 miles west." Luce keeps doing some crazy mutterings, and then we switch back to the Seanchan. So, anything from all this before we switch back to the Seanchan?
Burn my soul. Why? Even Wehrman has brains enough to be like, releasing the prisoners is a horrible idea. Like, you gotta give him his props every now and then. Every now and then he says something smart.
Yeah.
And he of course wants to be king. So he, like we said, would have been a good person to leave there. But no, not much else to say about this.
Yep.
Direction.
Yeah, so we switched.
I mean, I'm down with not killing the prisoners. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But like we said,
that's against the Geneva Convention. Once they're prisoners, you can't. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you can't double tap, but there is such a thing as controlled pairs. It's different.
So the Seanchan are they spot a rocket flying low, and he thinks it's odd. Normally the rocket always fly really high, and this one's coming in really low. And like, I wonder if we get more news. And we learn that this guy's part of the Death Watch guards. I mean, that's new.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, they have raven tattoos, and they mention Ogiers here as well in this little section. So
I know, I saw that. I was like, so the Seanchan have Ogier friends.
But they answer only to the Empress. They don't.
Ogiers do,
yeah.
And yes.
And so the Death Watch guards, they don't answer to any of the military. They're out of the chain of command.
Do the Ogiers fight?
Yeah, what if they're Ogier, like all warrior Ogier?
That would be dope.
Okay.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Sure.
I mean, just a little bit of fighting we've seen Loyal do, and he's like very much against it. What if you had a bunch of Loyals that like craved the fight? Let me at him.
Yeah.
We'll take them.
Even though it specifically says that they're gardeners. They're not marked or owned.
Gardeners.
That was between them and the Empress. But you know that they can sing and talk to trees and make the trees create things. So maybe they're creating special items.
Yeah. So he starts talking to, I guess, one guy there, wondering if there's going to be a report. The rocket flies past, doesn't drop any reports at all. And, he's still kind of wondering about these 40,000 men and how they got into the mountains undetected. But the Seanchan are confident they're just going to crush this army anyway. It doesn't really matter how many are there. And as they're talking, it says, we sent more scouts out, and not happy about the fact that they did that. And suddenly crossbolts start hitting them everywhere. And then after the crossbolts, the earth erupts underneath them and men start to explode all around him. He's like, Aes Sedai are in this battle? Oh, shit. So one of the guys starts giving an order to attack and charge. And the other one, I guess is the more senior one, immediately just throws a sword in the guy's throat. He's like, no, we need to retreat.
Yeah. He's like, you were going to go to glory. We'll die for the queen. The other guy's like, dude, I want to live. And this is not, no.
Belated order.
That part.
Look, I got a card game at 9:00 tonight. I gotta make it back.
You see his head? That's happening to you if you don't tell them the right thing to do. We are
you did say they saw men exploding, right?
Right.
Yeah, like the people. Right.
Yeah.
We gonna get out of here.
We rally what can be rallied, Nardak. We save what can be saved and fall back.
Yeah.
Nah. That's what we're gonna do.
Belay.
I belay your belay of my belay.
Touche. So anything from this little brief skirmish that we at least get a little bit of action before we switch back to Rand? besides bodies exploding all around them?
No.
Yeah.
Bolts and bodies, man. That should be our next.
Yeah. To your story earlier about just realizing you're totally outgunned, like there's weaponry that you can't do anything about. You could be all shielded up, armored up, sword, lance, whatever, and then bodies explode around you, and you look at your armor and you're like,
yeah, I
shit,
mean,
that's not going to help.
It's happened several times in history. I mean, the Civil War is a prime example. Another good example of that in history is World War One. When Belgium took the side of France and they didn't worry about it because they're like, we don't care about the Germans. We have these castles that have stood for hundreds of years. Well, the Germans had tanks, and they were primitive tanks, but they didn't last more than a day. Like, there's not many castles left in Belgium because the Belgians.
Right. There's piles of rocks.
There's piles of rocks where the castles used to be.
Yeah.
We'll use our castles. Yeah, they don't work well against tanks.
Fortunately, that's the nature of war, man.
Yeah.
They started using IEDs against this, so we got up armored vehicles, and then they started using the EFPs, and then they were using tungsten rounds that would just go through our armor like Swiss cheese, and just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
That's work.
We thought we were smart. Like they had them set where, the heat of the engine would set them off. So we did the Rhino mounts that had glow plugs way out in front of the vehicle. So all they did was the same thing, but put a little delay on it. So the Rhino mount would trigger it, and we'd go forward a little more, and just constantly back and forth.
Yeah.
Who can outthink the other one?
Exactly. So Rand's sitting there staring westward, just kind of looking off in the distance. The Ashaman are going a little bit crazy. This is like when they're they're talking to themselves and being a little shifty. It's been 5 days since they started killing Seanchan, and everything at this point's quiet. He's looking over the valley. Everything's quiet. It's like a lull in between battles. And then all of a sudden the power, lightning, and fire start springing up way off in the distance. And they can hear, with this enhanced power ears, you can hear the clank of steel, and there's some fighting way far away. So still skirmishes going on. Gateway opens up. Another captured Soldom comes through with some Ashaman.
Because that's what they were ordered to do. Bring them all to Rand before they...
Right. And he just says, take him to the carts and get back to the fight. And the other Ashaman, the two, Flynn and the other guy, I can't remember. I know it's Flynn and there's one other guy that's with them. They're just looking at him like, you're just sending us back to the fight and you're just going to stand here and just not do anything? Like, you're not lift a finger? Like, they're definitely giving him side looks.
Yeah.
Which, why would he lift a finger when he's got people to do it? Like, that's what a ruler does. So,
yeah.
The answer is no. I'm not going out there. I already did my part. Your turn.
So this is the fourth Saddam they've taken that day. 23 in total they've taken. And 2 Damani.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you, Chris. I know that sounds horrible, but now there are certain fights he does belong in, but this is kind of not that. Yeah. I feel like it is. I mean, the Ashaman should be able to fight against what the Seanchan are bringing.
Mm-hmm. Right. But at the same time, remember them when they were in the Stone of Tyr and they were like, we're going to crush Ilion. We're going to crush Carrion. And all they were thinking about is basically Rand flying around like Superman and laser eyes and killing all of Tyr and exactly. Like they weren't going to have to
machine gun nipples
do anything. In their minds, they were just like, we're going to basically just walk behind Rand and Rand's going to basically make everyone kneel to them, and now they're just like, exactly.
Yes. Take that.
He's a firework.
That's me every 4th of July.
So, I mean, that's basically what they assumed was going to happen. And now they're just like, so we actually have to fight too?
Yeah.
It'll be that much more. It'll be that much more impressive, should it happen if like they finally meet their match or they're outnumbered, overwhelmed, and that's when Rand steps in and just snap of the finger, a couple of moves, ends them.
That's the
in a way that might actually help him get them united behind him. I mean, it could really piss him off that he could have done that the whole time, but also maybe they're like, oh shit, no, he is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Another thought. I'm sorry, Alan.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say another thought I had was basically also it could just be. I mean, not everybody's a dark friend. Some of them basically might really just be trying to follow him, and like a la kings back in the medieval times, they used to lead their armies into a charge. And the fact that he's basically sitting back there, that will definitely probably earn some resentment among the non-dark friends. And all the dark friends just want to pick his pocket.
We're not dark friends.
Never.
I saw the secret handshake there. I saw that.
I ain't no dark friend.
Well, then you must have told him to steal third base. I don't know what that was. Make sure you slide. Yeah. Bunt for a base hit. Okay, I see you.
So yeah, the tickets in Damane. Rand thought that maybe he could free them, and that would be a good idea. It turned out to be a really bad idea. That was false. False.
Yeah. Was this the part that I was mixing up earlier when he tried to free him and like they ended up killing or hurting?
Yeah, they took some losses because the Damane,
right,
like just immediately started lashing out with the power, killing a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rand starts to bark some orders here too. Yeah, Rand starts to bark some orders. The two Ashaman that are guarding him, he tells them to go down and get in the valley and get in the fight. And they look at him like, "You sure you don't need to?" He's like, "I can handle myself." I'm like, "Can you?"
Are you sure? We haven't seen you handle anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I also have like 200 soldiers with me, so I'm not exactly by myself.
Yeah,
I got the shear.
Yeah, I'm good. But as soon as they leave, suddenly everything goes like something happens. He doesn't know what. It doesn't go black, but he just realizes that he's on the ground and has no idea what's going on. It looks down. There's an arrow through him. And suddenly Seanchan are all around him too. And chaos.
Okay, so that's what I didn't get.
Yeah, getting overrun, basically.
Yeah, and Seanchan are around him. And then like the cavalry
runs in to save the day?
Bashir, I think
was it Bashir?
Bashir comes in, barking orders, and the cavalry charges, kills all the Seanchan, and Rand's just laying down in the days with the arrow through him.
Which way did they go? Which way did they go?
And while all this chaos is happening, the two noblewomen that are with him, like they start talking, like, "Oh crap, what do we do? What do we do?" And one of them pulls a knife out, and Rand notices that, like, are they trying to finish Rand off? Like.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Was Rand suspecting that?
Yeah, there was a little suspicion there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're in that state, you might think that. And he's got a.
Who shot the arrow? Was it the Seanchan showed up right there? Was it the Seanchan or was it someone in his own camp? I mean, we don't know because it all's chaotic real fast.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Raffo, Alan. Raffo. Sure.
Yeah. So an Ashaman shows up to heal Rand, and heals him enough. Not the best healer, but enough that he can stand back up. And this is when he suspects some of the women. He's like, they did have pulled a knife out. So I put it back in her sleeve once Bashir showed up. So like,
suspect.
Yeah. And Bashir reports that they won. The Seanchan are conquered. And they're like, all right, it's all done. We've killed all the Seanchan. It's time to retire. Let's go ahead and head back now. And one of them says, Why don't we go to Uidar? And Bashir and Gregorin are like, no, we should go back now. This is done. And then Rand's like, why not Uidar? Like, no one expects that. Why don't just take that city too? We should. Why not?
Nothing could go wrong.
Why not? Why not keep going?
That way.
The Seanchan are in full retreat. Why not run them down?
Isn't that where Matt is buried? Or where we last saw Matt buried?
Where his corpse is, sure.
You know what?
He's taking a nap.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
And on that note,
you gotta go home.
For those that are not watching live, Ian just left.
Should I invite him back? I don't know.
I'll give you one more chance. One more.
Yeah, so Matt's buried there. Yes, Matt's buried. Sure. Okay. I'll give you that.
6 feet under, right?
Yeah. I didn't say it. Yeah.
Now he may be 6 feet under a ton of rubble, but he's not dead.
Yeah. He Tavir them rocks.
Mm-hmm.
He landed right where he needed to.
Just like
a nice little pocket, just waiting to be dug out. Yep.
He's right where he needs to be.
Ooh, what if he like lost a leg or something? Wouldn't that be cool? He couldn't really use it very well then, but then he'd use it for a walking stick.
A peg leg?
Yeah.
Peg leg mat. Yeah.
With the sword at the end, like the lady from what's that called? What was that called? The gentleman. What are they called? Anyway, that's
Extraordinary.
The gentleman.
Or yeah.
The Kingsman. The Kingsman.
Oh yeah.
He had the 2 sword legs.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right in this chapter.
It would make Matt crankier than he already is. So I'm not an advocate for people losing legs, but I'd read that book.
Yeah, we end the chapter with Bashir and Gregory pleading for him to go ahead and stop now, and Rand thinking, "Let's keep going. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?"
Well, from Rand's perspective, other than getting shot with an arrow, they were victorious here, and Rand didn't have to do anything. And in his mind, he could probably do as much as his whole army did by himself. So they're twice as strong, at least, as
sure.
This is where we find out that Matt has amnesia and he's now married to the Seanchan queen.
Yeah, he's helping them defend Abu Dar. So they're gonna end up fighting each other. That'd be crazy.
That would be. Interesting. Anything we missed? Any final thoughts?
No, for long chapters, for girthy chapters, they went by pretty quickly.
There was some girth.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Rand's got enemies. He doesn't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure he's not managing people that well, unless he's got some really twisted plan. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character? Yeah.
I want to steal it. Weirman.
That was an Alan type answer. He's rubbing off. He's rubbing off on you, man. Chris, you trying to host the show?
I'm working on my hosting skills in the event I have to pick up every now and then.
Right. Gosh.
My favorite character this go around was Luz Theron.
Okay. Crazy Luz?
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of crazy in there, don't get me wrong, but there's a level of just correctness.
Okay.
Like getting rid of the Ashaman, that has to happen soon. Or else they are going to turn on Rand, and it's
We're finding somebody to take control of it.
Yeah, correctly.
That's not a bad pick. Because in these chapters, it's when I first started thinking, all right, maybe he's not crazy. Like, I kind of agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
That might be the answer.
The whole, like, I did it once, you guys can
crazy
do it
like
too.
A fox.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the killing of the world is like the reset button. It's needed to keep the Dark One under wraps.
And the prophecy says he's going to break the world. Or at least break the Lael. I mean, there's definitely dark sides to the prophecy.
So I'm thinking like this is what would be avoided if he just destroyed the world.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Good point, Chris. I'm gonna go with Bashir. It's a little bit of a stretch. One, I just like him, but also he's one of Rand's only like good advisors that's loyal to him, that is still kind of around in this battle. I think probably very much put off by what Rand said on how he was using soldiers as pawns, essentially. And I'm assuming that. I don't think it was said in the book, but from what I gather from his character, I think probably very put off by that. But still, played his part and is still, attempting to give Rand the best advice he can. So he gets loyalty points.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna pick Bashir actually, but I'll pick Tamanis because you picked mine.
Oh, mayonnaise. You're welcome.
Yeah.
If I could pick, I'd
Sure.
pick
Yeah.
since you guys said some good ones also, I'll pick Fear Khalid.
Okay.
Because he seems like the seasoned sergeant who has been there, done that, but he basically is just like, I'm not going to allow this guy to senselessly lose life just because of one-mindedness. He's been there, done that, and realizes that a loss of life that vast would basically not serve the Crystal Throne.
Great. I like that.
So he basically, was just like, yeah, don't listen to him. What we're gonna do is,
we're gonna
make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Quickly made that decision. Immediately made that decision, and it was the right one.
Yeah.
In spite of whatever, might happen, he was just like, yeah, that's not what we're gonna do. Some people could be one-minded, thinking that, drinking the Kool-Aid, thinking that, we're the ever victorious army, we can't lose. And then you get hit with a boat, then you get hit with a crossbow bolt.
Yeah, right. Oh, she went there.
Mm-hmm.
She went there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week we'll be doing 2 chapters, 24 and 25. It's
live reaction tomorrow.
Live reaction tomorrow, just 24. We're not going to do. It's like an hour long.
Okay.
Yeah. A Time for Iron and An Unwelcome Return.
It's Loyal's mother.
Rand's gonna go fight Tyene.
Oh,
it is an unwelcome return.
That would be unwelcome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Well, yep. Anything else before we wrap up? Thank you, Coming, for coming on again.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I so much
enjoy
your show. So
Love
I have
having
to have you back on soon.
No problem. I listen to you guys, and I'm just like, those sound like a lot of like friends that I basically had. You're friends in my head.
Yeah.
We're
happy to live in there.
You're my Lutherans up in there
somewhere. Perfect. Perfect.
Somewhere back here, I have an Alan just telling anecdotes all the time, basically.
Random fun facts.
Exactly.
Alan giving Ian horrible advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So always a pleasure, guys. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, Ian asked me for advice. I always like insert cliche advice here.
Or he goes, you could just come over if you want to drink. And I'm like, I don't think I should do that right now. He's like, then you definitely should do that.
You should definitely come over and just drink. We should get drunk.
That's been your advice since we were 16. Like, nothing has changed.
He's consistent. You need one consistent friend.
I got a D on my paper. He's like, D? That's horrible. We should drink. I got grounded because I was drinking. That's really bad.
Oh, you should drink.
So how you can be found is at the www.thewheelreads.com. Go to our website. You can find links to our sponsors at the bottom of that page now. So at least some of them. I haven't added all of them yet. But NordVPN as well for this episode tonight. So there's a link in the description here for the podcast episode and for the YouTube. So feel free to sign up for your own VPN. That is a really good deal. So check that out. Support us in all the different ways. Join our Discord, buy our merch, join our Patreon. If you feel so inclined to join for tomorrow night's live reading, they're a ton of fun. So yeah, do it. And that's all I got for this week. So
until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye.